ブリーチ
All right, let's read chapter 176 of Bleach. Here we see, what is this? End of Hypnosis, Part 8, the transfiction. In case you wanted to see how to pronounce all that in Japanese, the English in Japanese, there you go. Practice your katakana. Got the wrong pen. Let's go. We start in a flashback. If you recall, at the end of the previous chapter, the furry dude showed up. So, daijoubu ka? Are you okay? Is it okay? Are you okay? Sumanai. Hito ga iru to wa omowanakatta nda. Sorry. As for a person existing, didn't think. So I didn't think there was anyone there. I didn't think anyone was existing. A person. Now, this is what's his name? Tosen. He's talking to no one. So we get the guy is behind him. Kochida. It's this direction. Like, I'm over here. Okashi na. That's strange, you know? Iya sumanai sochira to wa omowanakute. Like, well, sorry. As for it being that direction, not thinking. I didn't think you were in that direction. Tosen Kaname da. I am Tosen Kaname. Yoroshiku. Nice to meet you. So remember, Tosen is blind. Shikashi kimi wa kehai o kasu no ga umai na. However, as for you, presence erasing skillful, isn't it? So, hey, you know, you're really good at hiding or erasing your presence. Watashi wa me wa mienai ga hito no kehai ga owakaranakatta koto wa nai no ni. As for me, as for the eyes, not able to see, but people's presence, not understanding, as for that event, it doesn't exist, even though. So he's saying, as for me, my eyes aren't able to see. However, as for the event of not understanding the presence of people, it doesn't exist. Meaning, like, I understand where people are. I don't not understand where they are. So he's saying, you're really good at hiding your presence. Soste dekai na. And you're huge, aren't you? Suman kuse nanda. He says, oh, sorry. Kuse here is like a habit. It's a habit, meaning like hiding his presence. Okay, we get this image. Komamura, that's this guy. Komamura. Kimi Komamura ka? So, Komamura, you're Komamura, aren't you? Hisashiburi da ne? It's been a while, you know? So this must be later. They're running into each other. So ka, kimi mo gote 13 tai ni haitta no ka? I see. You also into the palace 13 guards entered? So you also joined the 13 palace guards? Yokereba sono uchi no tai e konai ka? If it's good, soon or like within a short while, my place's unit into that will not come. So if it would be good, like, why don't you join my unit soon? Subarashi joukan ga iru nda. A wonderful ranking of officer existing. So I guess like a wonderful, he's talking about the captain, the joukan. Superior officer. Yeah. So a wonderful superior officer exists, and he's explaining. So that's why you should join. We have a wonderful captain. Kimi mo kitto kiniiru. You also, like, certainly will suit. Kiniiru is to be liking. Not quite clear if, like, you'll like him or he'll like you. Probably you liking him. To be pleased with or to suit. Certainly. Okay, we get a little bit of a break from the flashback. The smoke is clearing. So remember when Komamura appeared on the cliff, he came down on Aizen with his sword, and there was this massive zun, and that's how the chapter ended. So we're getting like a flashback here, and then a return to the present, just seeing kind of what's going on, smoke clearing, back to the flashback. Kimi wa naze shinigami ni natta n da? As for you, why to a shinigami became. So why did you become a shinigami? Komamura. So presumably that's Tolson asking Komamura that question. Washi o sukute kureta okata ni ongi o okaeshi suru tame da. So to a person, this is like a polite way to refer to someone, to a person that received the favor of saving me, a debt doing the returning that purpose. So in order to return a favor, a debt to a person who did a favor for me, of saving me. And notice, we've seen this before about Komamura. He refers to himself as washi, which is typically used for older men, say like 50s and above or so. Ongi ka, a debt. This is now Tolson. Kimirashi na, that's like you. That's just like you, isn't it? Kiko wa naze da? This is Komamura asking Tolson. As for you, why? Why did you become a shinigami? Kiko is an archaic form here, which goes along with the whole washi and all that stuff. It's a way to refer to like a noble person. Anyway, yeah. As for you, why, Tosen? Watashi kai? Me? Watashi wa? As for me, Okay, we break again from the flashback. And so presumably this is Komamura. Aizen is presumably there somewhere. Back to the flashback. Kimi ga Komamura-kun ka? So you're Komamura-kun, huh? Tolsen-kun kara kiiteiru yo. From Tolsen-kun hearing. So I've heard about you from Tolsen-kun. So presumably this is now Aizen when they first met. Back to the present. Zah. Smoke is clearing. Back to the flashback. Yoroshiku. It's Aizen saying, nice to meet you. Goban Tai Fukutaicho, the 5th company, the 5th unit's assistant captain. Aizen Sosuke da. I am Aizen Sosuke, assistant captain of the 4th unit, 4th company. Damn it, and I forgot to start recording this. Well, I'll pull it off the VOD. Okay, flashback over. A flashback over. And the smoke is cleared, and of course Aizen is deflecting the blade. Dong. Notice like everything is destroyed around. Zuibun Hisashiburi da ne. Very much been a while, hasn't it? その素顔を見るのは. As for seeing that bare face, su. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, the su there implies like nothing adorning it. Normally, right, he wears a face covering. He's the one that had the big like straw helmet or whatever. I always forget what that thing's called. So, again, very much been a while, as for seeing your bare face. Pun not intended. どういう心境の変化かな? What sort of a heart boundaries change, I wonder? Transformation of the heart boundary? 心境. Mental state. Okay. What sort of change or transformation of the mental state, I wonder? Komamoto-kun? なぜそうして笑っていられるのだ? Aizen. So, why or how that way doing, laughing, being done, Aizen. So basically, like, why are you laughing or smiling at me like that? The waratte irareru, being done in the passive voice, there's a passive voice of annoyance, and that I think is kind of the implication here. Like, why am I being sneered at, laughed at, or smiled at like that, Aizen? No. Go. Okay. I guess that's Komamura punching. Oh. Warera zeni no tabakatta kiko no uragiri. Okay, so we, plural, we is plural. We, plural, all individuals, all like members of the organization, tabakata. This is going to be like betrayed or deceived. Yeah. To dupe. Work out a plan of deception, to take in, to dupe. So you duped us all, your treachery. Again, he still calls him Kiko. Oh. Washi wa keshite yurushiwasenu. This is, again, we see them use this kind of more archaic formation. As for me, decidedly, as for doing forgiveness, like cannot be done or will not do, cannot do. So basically, I can't forgive that. Certainly, decidedly. Okay. Kiko moda Tolsen. It's you also, Tolsen. So, I can't forgive you either, Tolsen. Nanika benmei demo aru nara itte miro. Something, even if it's benmei, some sort of explanation. Yeah, excuse, vindication. If it exists, if there's some sort of excuse, vindication, or apology that exists, then try saying it. Nai no ka? Does it not exist? Nanimo? Nothing? So like nothing to say? Is there no excuse? Nothing? Zanenda. It's regrettable. Sorry then. Oh, Tolsen. Bankai. Wow. Okay, so Komamura goes into the Bankai, and we get this. Bankai.
Bankai.
Ding. Bakana. Impossible. He's thinking this. Bakana. Impossible. Aizen wa mada Tosen no tonari ni? As for Aizen, still next to, neighboring to Tosen. What was his Bankai? You notice like the kind of like vaporing going on or something here. Hado no Kyuju. So this is like, have we seen the Hado before? We've seen mention of it now. Anyway, Hado is like destructive, the way of destruction, the way of crumbling, the way of destroying, crushing. 90. Number 90 of Hado. Ugh. I guess this is like Gyun or Zun. I don't know what that's supposed to be there. Something is appearing, and then we get a Gishi Kuro Hitsugi. Kuro Hitsugi. That's not normally how that kanji is pronounced. This is like black coffin. But that's not normally Hitsugi. Maybe that's the reading. Yeah, black coffin or casket. Normally that's just like oke or kan. Anyway, black coffin. That does not look good. Zoom. So we get Ichigo. Remember, Ichigo is largely paralyzed and just sitting down, laying there. Onaji taicho kaku doshi de. The same rank of captain as like fellow warriors. Koko made temo ashimo dene no kayo. And even to this place or this point, even the hands, even the feet, not going out. This is an expression meaning like being ineffective, not being able to do anything. So altogether, Ichigo is basically saying, even though they're the same rank of captain and fellow comrades, it's to this point of like being completely unable to do anything. So they're dong.
R.I.P.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Komamura is not looking good there. So again, temo ashimo, this expression meaning can't do a thing, feeling handcuffed. Well, there we go. Okay, now it's time for another lore dump, I guess. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. 今日か水月の感染催眠は完全無欠だ. Okay, so this is Aizen's sword, the mirror flower water moon. As for the perfect hypnosis of your sword, of your Zanpakuto, it's perfectly muketsu, without failure. It's flawless. Kanzen. Yeah. Kanzen muketsu. Absolute perfection, flawless. Zoom. I think that's Gin saying that. Or is that Aizen saying that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Patoe. Oh, I guess it's Aizen saying it because he's continuing. For example, Kakaru to wakatte ite mo If understanding, for example, if understanding kakaru, if understanding, I guess like that it's coming into view. If you understand that it's coming into view, nogareru sube nado ari wa shinai. Being able to run away, techniques and things like that, as for existing, will not do. Again, basically like, there's no technique to be able to get away, even if you see it, even if you know it's coming. Kuju bandai eisho haki. So a number 90 bandai. I don't think that's supposed to be watch stand. We'll come back to that. Eisho haki. Reciting poetry? No. Aria. An aria. Eisho. And a haki is a destructive something. Disposal. Tearing up. Revocation. Annulment. Breaking. Okay, he's referring, the 90 is referring to that, the 90 hado. So he's saying like a number 90 tearing up, discarding aria. I guess that was the style of the thing that he did. Kawaii wa. How scary. It's scary. Itsu no ma ni sonna toko made dekiru you ni narahatta n desu. At what point, at one interval, that sort of a place up until that being possible in that manner became, so basically, when did you be able to come to be able to do that? Iya, shippai da. Well, failure it is. So it was a failure. Honrai no hakai ryoku no 3分の1もdasete inai. The original destructive strengths, like 1/3, even of that, not able to come out. So it wasn't even a third of its destructive strength. So of its original destructive strength. So it was a failure. Yahari kuju bandai wa atsukai ga muzukashii yo. As one would expect, as for a number 90 thing, let's call it level 90, like controlling is difficult. Atsukai is like treatment, handling. Yeah. So as you would expect, as for the handling of a level 90, it's difficult. I didn't go back to Bandai. Bandai actually came up with this watch stand watcher seat, but I don't think that makes sense here. The kanji are like turn, number, and platform or pedestal. So level just makes sense here. That seems to be how they're using it. Anyway. Asate, well, gwa. There's a ga in there. He's grabbing her. Sumanai, sorry. Za. Kimitachi to no hanashi no tochu datta ne. It was in the middle of a story with you, wasn't it? So basically, I was in the middle of talking with you, wasn't I? And remember, that is Komamura attacked in the middle of the lore dump. So I guess now we're going to continue with the lore dump. So, Kuchikirukia. Indeed, Kuchikirukia. Za. Kimi ga gensei de hakken sareta toki, massaki ni boku ga okonatta koto. Okay, so you, in the real world, in the present age, discovery being done time, directly ahead, me preceded event. So, okay, like the time that you were discovered in the real world, in the present world, then I guess Masaki ni is going to be like immediately. Yeah. I, from the very beginning, the event of moving ahead, of proceeding, それが46室の摩擦だ. Yeah, so like that thing, the thing that I proceeded immediately to do, that thing was the annihilation of room 46, chamber 46. So masatsu is like cleaning up and killing. Crushing to death. No. Masatsu. I was going to say, yeah, erasure, obliteration. Za. Eh? Huh? 君たちはおそらくイサネ君からこう聞いているはずだ. As for you guys, perhaps from Isane-kun, like this way hearing ought to have done. So you ought to have heard about this from Isane. Za. I guess this is him dragging her along for some reason. Aizen Sosuke wa shi o yosote yukue o kuramase 叱るの地に46室を殺害したと. So you ought to have heard it this way from Isane, and then he's quoting like what you likely heard. That's what the to is. Which is, as for Aizen Sosuke, yote, this is like faking death and hiding oneself. So, yoso. Yeah, to pretend, to feign. And then like hiding the whereabouts. Faking death, hiding whereabouts, making hidden the whereabouts. And then shikaru no chi ni. Shikaru. That kind of such a. Oh, sorry. It was nochi. Shikaru nochi. Shikaru nochi is, and then thereafter, followed by, okay. And then followed by that, he did, again, like murdering of the 46th room. So you probably heard that from her. Satsugai. Just killing or murder. Daga, however, それは間違いだ. As for that, it's wrong. It's completely different. All right. More lore dump. 君が発見されたすぐに僕は46室を殺し. Yeah, so you, detection or discovery being done, immediately asked for me killing the room of the 46th room. 中央地下議事堂全体に強化水月をかけた. And I guess like used his sword, his zanpakuto, on the entire body of this is the chamber, the central underground, like duty chamber or whatever. So he used his sword on that whole thing, his zanpakuto. Kyoka suigetsu. What was Gijido? Yeah, the Diet building, meaning like the hall of Congress or the lawmakers area. そうして、46室が生きて会議を続けている状態に見えるようにしておけば、毎日何者かが入ってきてもいい変に気づかれることはない. Okay. Hey, Alpaca, how's it going? And then, or in addition, the 46th room like a living assembly, continuing condition in that way, in the manner of being visible, left it on purpose, or if leaving it on purpose, then manichi, by some sort of a chance, somebody, even if they entered, strange events, not noticing or being able to notice event would not exist. So that all kind of makes sense, right? So basically, he put it on in the manner of being visible as the circumstances of everyone continuing to be alive in the chamber, and if by some chance somebody entered, they wouldn't notice anything abnormal. Ihen. Yeah, unusual phenomenon. Getting the Sunday scaries, is that like dreading the coming week? Motomo, all the more, Uchigawa kara kyoka shinai kagiri, taichou kaku ni kigido ni haeru kengen naro naenda ga ne. So, all the more, is that what that motomo is? Yeah, it's gonna be a full week. Got a lot to do. Oh. No, look at this. Motomo can mean naturally. Naturally, quite right, or it's plausible. Anyway, he says from the inside, but the kanji here are the room of the 46. But from the inside, permission not doing limit. So from the limit of like permission not coming from the inside, by a captain rank entering the diet building, Kengen, power, authority, jurisdiction, or things like that, not existing. So basically he's saying, like, even the captain ranks don't have permission and authority to enter the diet building without the permission of the council. Soshite bokutachi wa, and so then, as for us, these three, tsune ni 3人のうち1人をchikagijido ni oki. So then continually, always, 3人のうち, meaning like the three of us, our group of three people, one person placing in the underground diet building. Wait, placing in the one person of us three. Yeah, like there was always one of us three in there. Soreiko, and then after that, henceforth, ima ni itaru made 46 shitsu o enji tsuzukete. And then after that, ima ni. Well, we'll come back to this. Continuing to act as the room 46. Ima ni itaru. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean. This is like, I guess now, before long, or even now, up into itaru, which is just like doing. Until arriving, until reaching. Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Continuing to act as the room of the 46. Subete no meirei o sousa shi tsuzuketa. And continue to manufacture all of the orders. Continuing to act as the room 46. Okay. 捕獲を確実にするために、君の捕獲役を 6番隊の2人に変え。Okay. Hobaku is to capture, to seize, arrest. Yep. So for the purposes of ni suru tameni, I guess like hakujitsu, like confirming or accurately. Yeah, with certainty. For the purposes of doing like certain capture or seizure of you, because he's talking to Rukia. Again, your arresting role or duty, the 6th company's 2 people, substituting. Yeah, I guess substituting 2 people of the 6th company to do the role of doing capture of you. So that's Renji and Byakuya. Kimi o ningen kara tozakeru tame ni, in order to do something from the humans, you. Tozakeru. Keeping away, keeping at a distance. I guess like in order to keep you away from the humans at a distance, keep whatever. Gigai no sokuji henkyaku haki o meiji. Doing the order of the haki, the destruction. We saw haki already. What was that? Yeah, the tearing up and discarding of whatever gigai. And the gigai is, again, the temporary body. Soku jihen. Kyaku. Okay, sokuji. Prompt, immediate. Henkyaku. Return of something. So this is like the gigai's prompt, immediately return and discarding, ordering that. Kimi no konpaku wo kanzen ni jouhatsu sase, and doing the jouhatsu, the evaporation, the complete evaporation of your konpaku, of your soul, naibu kara hogyaku o toridasu tame ni, and in order to extract, to pull out the hogyaku from the inside parts. Okay, so that's what all that was for. And the hogyaku, again, is the whole point of this. It's that thing that wipes out the boundary between the, whatever. Sokyoku o tsukatte, using the sokyoku, that was this, to do all that stuff. Kimi o shokei suru koto o kimeta, decided to do the event of executing you. So finally, we get to the end, like we decided basically to execute you using the sokyoku in order to do all of these things that were described. You know, sending them, getting this, getting the whole kyoku, etc. Whole kyoku. Okay. All right. Reactions. The lore continues. The lore continues. Ah. 僕たちが地下議事堂を完全に開けたのは、as for the ones opening, or that opened perfectly, well, no. 僕たちが地下議事堂を完全に開けた。 So we, I guess this is we as for opening perfectly or opening completely the underground assembly hall. 二度の大衆会を含む前後数時間だけだ。Okay, so as for opening perfectly, completely, are we doing that, the underground hall, a second time of the, like, leader meeting, captain's meeting, fukumu. Fukumu is like including that. Including like a second time of this, the second time of the leader meeting. Zengo, before and after, several hours, it just was. Okay, so he's saying like, as for opening the assembly hall or whatever, it was only several hours before and after the second meeting that included all the captains or something. Or the two time of the captain meetings. Anyway, 死を装って地下議事堂に潜伏したのはその直後。Faking death and to the underground diet building as for having done senpuku, concealment, その直後, it was directly after that. Okay, so he's saying he that's when he faked his own death and did that stuff. But the chamber was already dead. Okay. 君たちを働きで処刑が失敗する可能性が出てきたと判断したからだ。Okay. 君たちの働きで with your guys' like work, with your guys' work or efforts, the possibility of doing failure of the execution or the execution failure doing possibility being possible. So it was possible that with your guys' efforts or actions that the execution might fail. That judgment did. Like, we decided that. We figured that out. Made that decision. Zah. He's reaching into his breast pocket here. 魂魄に直接埋め込まれた異物質を取り出す方法は二つしかない。二つしかない。From a konpaku, from a soul, directly buried item, material, foreign material, like not normal, abnormal material. As for methods extracting that, only two exist. So as for a method for pulling out an abnormal substance buried directly in a konpaku, only two exist. Okay, so here's our two arrows, I guess. You can see what's happening. 双極のように超高度の熱破壊能力で外核である魂魄を蒸発させた取り出すか? So he's going to describe two methods and he's going to end both of them with ka. Just saying like there's this method and this method. Okay, so in the manner of the soul kyoku, which again is this thing, in the manner of the soul kyoku, a super high density heat wave destructive ability strength with that gaikaku de aru konpaku. Gaikaku. The shell I guess like the shell or the crust existing of the konpaku at johatsu, again, that's the evaporation, being done, and that extraction. So extraction being done by evaporating the shell that exists of the konpaku using a super high density heat wave destructive capability like the Sokyoku. Chocho Kodo. Kodo again, just like I guess it's like advanced, high grade, strong. Netsuha Hakai no Ryoku. Yeah, that's just like a heat destructive wave or ability. Anyway, that's one. That would be this method here. Nanraka no hoho de. That is some expression here. Or with some sort of method, konpaku sosei ni chokusetsu kainyu shite kyosei teki ni bunri saseru ka? Or using some method or some sort of other method, the konpaku sosei to the konpaku constitution or composition directly kainyu, intervening directly to the composition of the konpaku, and kyosei teki ni forcefully separation being done. Okay, so popping it out. Oh, like a straw. Anyway, Manichi 総局での処刑が失敗した場合, by some slim chance, 10,000 to 1, if it was the case of doing failure of the execution using Sokyoku. So if by some slim chance using the Sokyoku, the execution did failure, in that case, そのもう一つの方法を見つけなければならない. Had to discover one more method. How prescient. そのために必要だったのが、ソウルソサイティのすべての事象、情報が強制集積される地下議事堂の大霊紹介路だ. For that purpose, what was necessary existed. Like, I guess, so for that reason, it was necessary that the Soul Societies, all Jisho and Hoho, Joho, the reports and information, and the Jisho. What is Jisho here? The matters. Like all of the matters and information of the Soul Society. Kyosei Shuseki. Okay. Again, we get like compulsorily accumulated, being done. It's the underground assembly hall's big spirit writing, turning place. Did we see that already? I think we did. What is a kairo? Yeah, the corridor, the gallery, a cloister. Like the big spirit writing cloister of the underground diet building where this information is like gathered and sequestered from all of Soul Society. So that was necessary. Hey, that one person. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by and for watching. Boku wa soko de urahara kisuke no kako no kenkyū o hitotsu zutsu komaka ni shirabe ageta. Okay, so he's going to consult this like underground cloister of like spirit writings. And he's saying, as for me, in that place, Urahara's ancient or former old-time research, one by one, in detail, studied. So I studied in detail each and every one of his old research. Komakai, in detail. Konpaku e no ibutsushitsu maipotsu wa kare no amidashita gijutsu da. Okay. Maipotsu. Embedding, burying, implantation. So as for embedding or implanting foreign objects into konpaku, it's his amidashita technique. Amidashita. That's to like fold and bring out. No, not fold. To weave. Amidasu. Oh, to work out, to think out. Okay, so that's not amu in its normal sense to mean to knit or braid. Okay, to work out. So it's his techniques or approaches or whatever for working out, again, embedding foreign objects into konpaku. Naraba, if that's the case, それを取り出す技術も, then even the technique or skills for pulling out that thing, meaning foreign objects, 彼の過去の研究の中に必ず隠れていると読んだ. Then his ancient or old research inside that, without fail, being hidden, read it as. So I guess like I read it as that information would also be without fail hidden in there. Oh, so and so. Okay. Okay, so he. So, oh, it's still in his hand, I guess, but something's happening here. These things are coming up. これがその, this thing that, ma. This is Ichigo saying, wait, trying. 答えだ. This thing is that answer. And kotae, that kanji means to dissolve or unravel, to solve. But kotae means like answer. So, and his hand appears to be like transforming. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Putty. Looks like his hand is in her. Putty. Zoo, zoo, zoo. Yep, there he is lifting her up. That's his hand like in her chest. Oh. Zuru. Interesting. Look at his hand. Oh, interesting, right? His hand kind of looks like keys or like, you know, very, very interesting. Dosa. Good. Odoroita na. It's surprising, you know. こんな小さなものなのか? This is sort of a small thing. Like, it's surprising that it could be this small. Asha. Okay, whatever. This is like, stuff is like peeling off his hand or something. Shoo. これが宝玉. This thing is the whole gyoku. As we saw earlier, that was the crumbling jewel. Gyu. Gyu. Kizu ga kieru. The wound is vanishing. Ho. Konpaku jitae wa mukizu ka? So, as for the konpaku, the soul's body, it's without wound. It's unwounded. Subarashi gijutsu ryoku da. It's a wonderful technique power. Like, what a wonderful technology or technique skill power. Daga zannen dana. However, it's regrettable, isn't it? Grab. Kimi wa mo yozumi da. As for you, already the use is finished. So there's basically no more use for you. Yozumi. Yeah. Business is settled. Korose gin. Kill gin. So not kill gin, but command kill. And he's ordering gin to do that. Shanaina. I guess that's like maybe shikata ga nai, like, oh well, I guess I have no choice. Ikorose. Shoot, kill. Yeah, that's like shooting a person to death. Remember, his zanpakuto is like a lance. Shinso, so that he's ordering his zanpakuto. What was this divine spear? Anyway. Whoa. Here it comes. How long is this chapter? Okay. Presumably, Urukia had been in his hand. She's not there anymore. Oh. Oh, there we go. Ni-sama. Big brother. There we go, finally. The end of the chapter. We keep getting this art. Now, right, we see this is Komamura not doing so well. And there is now a cherry blossom, meaning Byakuya, being pierced by the wall. Okay, that is the end, finally, here of chapter 176. Heavy lore dump. Lots of dumping going on. We will continue next time. Chapter 177. And there may be 2 more chapters. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens next time.